One of the most important aspects of any Mario Party game is certainly the quality of its boards. Without engaging boards, even the best minigames cannot save the game from feeling lackluster. The great news is that Super Mario Party Jamboree is delivering 5 brand new boards and 2 returning classics from the N64 era. But these new boards look incredible, especially with the game's return to a more classic Mario Party formula. These boards are big, they're packed with unique dressed NPCs, lots of wild events, and heaps of charming decorations. You can honestly feel the love that's been poured into the intricate designs, even all the way just down to the slick logos. It is simply oozing charm. Some of these boards even come with unlockable requirements, just adding a whole nother layer of excitement. I absolutely love that these boards can be played in both the regular party mode and also the story mode this time around, really just giving players more ways to enjoy them, and there's just a lot more depth and lore to go along with them, even including some bosses. I can seriously barely contain my excitement for these boards any longer. So in this video, I'll be breaking down every new board in Super Mario Party Jamboree, of course minus the 2 retro ones, as I already covered them last week in a full comparison and analysis video. Before we do get started, just be aware that I am giving away a copy of Super Mario Party Jamboree when the game launches. Just be subscribed to be in the running for it, and you'll also get an extra entry if you are following on Twitter and are in the Swift Cafe Discord. Alright, let's get this party started with the board we know the most about. Of course, thanks to the tons of previews, and I'm of course talking about Mega Wiggler's Tree Party. This one has a 1-star difficulty rating, and it's set in a vibrant tree orchard, with of course the iconic Mega Wiggler as its central figure. The layout here is mostly linear, but it does include some branching pathways, just making it a really great board for beginners, while still also offering lots of plenty of strategic opportunities. Now, Mega Wiggler isn't just there for a decoration, or just having some sort of trademark to the naming rights. He actually plays a major role in this game's board, as players can traverse his back when he's either calm or angry, and the spaces also change as well. Each board in this game comes with an exclusive item, and this one in particular is the Wiggler Belt. This item lets you control Mega Wiggler's movement, just changing the paths available in the center of the board. You can also trigger this mechanic by simply landing on event spaces that are marked with the bells. There are also a few other unique board events on this board as well. For example, landing on an event space near the wooden bridge actually triggers a minigame where Spikes invites players to harvest honey from one of 3 honeycombs. If you do guess correctly, you'll earn a few coins just based on the honey, but if you do pick the wrong honeycomb, there are going to be a lot of bees that are getting unleashed, just cutting the event short and a few less coins, I believe. Speaking of the bees though, the boss battle for this board's story mode is actually battling a giant sting bee. How freaking fitting. Piranha plants also make an appearance on both sides of the board. If you do land on their event space, they'll bite you and steal 5 coins. However, with each separate encounter, a water droplet actually does grow the piranha plant, and it increases the amount of coins that you do get if you do land on the space, meaning you could probably lose a lot of coins if other people have landed on this space, so watch out. Another feature that we kind of already touched on is of course the Mega Wiggler himself. This is more to do with his temper. When he is calm, he has 4 spaces on his back, 2 being blue ones and 2 being lucky ones, so you kind of want to cross here. But when he does get angry, these spaces actually transform into red and Bowser spaces, really raising the stakes for anyone brave enough to walk over it. There are also 2 item shops in this board. When looking at the map, you have the one run by Koopa at the very start on the left, where the other one is actually run by Kamek on the far right, just before you do reach Boo. Speaking of Boo, there is only 1 Boo space on this board, and it's located inside of a dark cavern with a Boo sign out the front. Ooh, spooky. The board consists of a nice total of 63 spaces. Not too crazy big, but still big enough, and it has a nice variety of things to keep it interesting. You'll encounter 27 blue spaces, but this does drop to 25 if the Mega Wiggler gets angry. Red spaces also starts at 4, and it increases to 6 when Wiggler is upset. There are also 9 event triggering spaces, along with 1 chance time and 1 unlucky space. Players will come across 3 item spaces though, and also 2 versus 1 as well. Lucky spaces are the most common in this board though, with a massive 13 around the place, although they do decrease to 11 during Wiggler's rage. And Bowser spaces just simply double from 2 normally to 4 if Wiggler is mad. Overall though, this board looks like it's going to be an absolute classic. It's a simple layout, and the gimmicks here are pretty straightforward. It's going to be super easy to pick up and just be a lot of fun to master. I'm really excited to give this one a try. And and I also just want to hang out with the NPCs cooking, watch the dunks float by, and just join the picnic scenes that this board is kind of vibing out with. Next up, we have Roll on Raceway. This is a 3-star board that just feels tailor-made for this channel, since I've covered both Mario Kart and Mario Party extensively, and I am absolutely thrilled to say that this board is living up to my high expectations. Who would have thought a Kart and Mario Party would go so well together, especially after Mario Party 9 and 10. Sorry if you did like them. This board is simply all about speed. It's of course set on a lively circuit racecourse surrounded by lush grassland. Players race around in cars instead of walking, and a standout feature here is the turbo dice. This lets you roll 4 dice blocks in one turn, meaning you could cover a maximum of 40 spaces if you get really lucky. But there is a catch. If you are using this dice, you'll speed right past all board events, even including star exchanges, booze, shops, etc. So you will need to decide if you think this is a worthwhile strategy. What's interesting about this board though is the fact there's only one shop, and this is a Koopa Troopa shop. Keeping in line with that theme though is the fact there's only one boo space as well, and the design is probably the simplest in the game. Boo is just simply under a tree with a little sign. As for event spaces, there are actually a few fun twists around these. First off, we have these different colored catapults that launch players forward in different directions. Red ones look like they shoot you past an item shop, green jumps over boo, and the blue sends you back to the starting line. I really like this. Another event space actually triggers a bruiser to chase you around, which really reminds me of the sniffer from Spaceland in Mario Party 2 and Superstars. I like to imagine that the bruiser is just gotten lost from Mario Raceway or something. Then we also have this electric pit stop that apparently switches your tires around and also rewards you with a nice turbo dice to help you speed up. And we're given this from a paratrooper with a pink hat. Very fitting. Roll on Raceway is a pretty large board as well, which kind of makes sense of how linear it is. It has 75 spaces in total. This is made up of 31 blue spaces, 3 red ones, 11 events as we touched on, 1 chance time, 10 item spaces, 2 versus ones, 13 lucky, 2 unlucky, and 2 Bowser spaces. What's really interesting though is the fact there's no traditional start space. It's just replaced by the charming start line. And of course when you cross it after every lap, you'll get 10 coins from Koopa. Even though this board is somewhat linear, the high speed and action-packed nature really makes it look like a thrill. With the crowd cheering, the NPCs dressed in racing gear, the cast in their karts, and even the little things like Dory swimming in the lake, and even the boss battle being what I appear to think is a sumo bro in an electric circuit really just fits this entire setting. I'm seriously beyond excited for this one, and I think you should be as well. Now we get to the board that I'm personally most hyped about, of course being Goomba Lagoon. And for this one, I've actually brought along a very special guest, being Condria, who will be here to help me out to see if my excitement level is justified. We'll hear from Connor after I finish gushing over this board though. Goomba Lagoon to me is a standout. This is a 4-star difficulty board, and it's set on a vibrant tropical island, complete with a shipwreck and even a volcano shaped like a Goomba. One of the most exciting features of this board though is the dynamic tide system, which not only changes the board's look but also alters pathways as the game progresses. The exclusive item here is the tide shell, which lets players manually adjust the tide. Certain event spaces can also affect the tide too. For instance, if you do land on a space that's underwater during high tide, Fish and Lakitu actually swoops in and then transports you back to safety. Meanwhile, the central volcano may erupt, either releasing gold Goombas that give you 5 coins when you pass them, or lava bubbles that steal 3 from you. The tide shifts either randomly or every couple of turns, so there might be a little strategy around this. There are also some pretty cool event spaces here too. On the first and third islands, happening spaces offer a chance to glide down to either Lucky Island or the exclusive item shop. It's still unclear if these spaces always let you descend or if only certain ones do, so strategy definitely plays a big role. On the boardwalk, there's an event space where Bandana Goomba hosts a coin fishing mini event, which seems like it could net a good amount of coins by fishing. Over by the shipwreck, another Bandana Goomba runs an event where players have to pick from 5 treasure chests. From what we've seen so far, potential rewards include the Goomba itself, a conch shell, Bowser phone, mirror item, or an item shop box. I seriously love mini events like this. There are also 3 item shops on this board. You have 2 standard Koopa Troopa ones on the bottom left and the top right, and a very exclusive item shop as well. Plus, you've also got 2 boos on this board, one just hanging out on the sand in the top left and another on the ship in the bottom right. The design here is simply awesome, and the little flags just remind me of the ship's cross. It's a nice touch. The music on this board is also also incredibly peaceful, and it just gives off that perfect tropical vibe. Now, just looking at the spaces, this board is massive, with a whopping 91 spaces in total. That's 1 start space, 34 blue, 9 red, 8 event, 2 chance time, 8 item ones, 4 versus, 19 lucky, 4 unlucky, and 2 Bowser spaces. This board to me though just oozes so much charm. From NPCs dressed up, boats cruising around, Goombas playing volleyball on the shore, to even just Cheep Cheep swimming in the lagoon. It's so full of life. While it's not confirmed yet, I do have a pretty strong hunch that we are going to be facing off against the giant dragon eel as the boss during the story mode, which is going to be super exciting. Now, as I might be a little bit biased about this board, I've invited Condria to just share his thoughts and to see if he can keep me in check. So over to you, Connor.
Honestly, where do I even start when it comes to Goomba Lagoon? Between it being one of the bigger of the newer boards and having a bunch of different events and things to interact with all over the board, it's the board that I'm most excited to play. With there being 3 shops and 2 boos, there's the chances of hijinks being rather high, and that's not even to mention the Goomba Volcano or the tides changing, which can change how you go about traversing the board itself. Even though I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to swimming, the aesthetics of this board look both fun and honestly pretty damn gorgeous. Also, now that we know that the chest on the right side of the board gives us items, I'm getting there first to get the best one available.
Thanks, Connor. It's really nice to see that my opinion has been somewhat validated. Second to last, we have what's shaping up to be a fan favorite. I'm of course referring to Rainbow Galleria. This board is often called the coconut mole of Mario Party, and for pretty good reason. It's set in a lively mole with multiple levels, and it's just full of life and bustling activity. This is a 4-star difficulty board, and as mentioned, it has 3 floors, and players get to navigate it using pink and blue escalators, or even a warp pipe shaped elevator. The pink escalators take you up, while the blue ones bring you back down. The central elevator though is run by a Koopa Trooper, who charges you a few coins to use it. One of the most exciting elements of this board is without a doubt the flash sale event. During this sale, stars and items are available at half price. It is still unclear if the sale happens randomly or it's on a set schedule, but without a doubt, my favorite thing about this entire sale kind of thing is just seeing all the characters rushing to the mall to grab deals. It's pretty chaotic. It's kind of what I imagine Black Friday looks like in America, as we don't really have that here down in Australia, but we are slowly getting there. Another neat feature on this board is the stamp collection mechanic. There are 4 stamp locations across the board, 1 on the first floor, 1 on the second, and 2 on the top one. Each stamp gives you 10 coins if you return them, but if you do return every single one, you'll get 50 instead. It seems like there's going to be a lot of coins handed out on this board, and very cheap items by the sounds of things. Hopefully it's balanced. Speaking of prices, let's go ahead and look at some of the event spaces on this board. First up, we have the last place shop, and it's run by a sniffer. If you're in last place, this shop will give you a significant boost, but we don't actually know what that boost is yet. Then we also have the Boo Bell shop that's operated by a peeper, and you guessed it, the only thing available here is just Boo Bells. We then also have the Gold Goomba shop, which supposedly sells pricey golden items. There also appears to be another shop in this board that sells golden mirrors and maybe a green super jeweling glove for star jewels. Those details aren't fully clear yet, as I haven't been looking at any of the leaks, but if this is true, this is a huge game changer. There's also a lottery event on the second floor, which I think will work similar to Mario Party 4. There might even be another kind of event at the very top right hand corner of this board, and it seems like there'll be a thwomp around here as well. So I'm just going to assume that it has something to do with that. I also really love that the boo space on this board looks to be set in like an abandoned building, and the sign's even neon. And then we also have the Gimmicks shop as well, which is known as the 1 coin shop. And you guessed it, everything here is 1 coin. And of course we have 1 Koopa shop as well. I have done a rough space count for this board, and it appears there is 69 spaces total. This includes 1 star, 23 blue, 6 red, 11 event, 1 chance time, 6 items, 3 versus, 14 lucky, 2 unlucky, and 2 Bowser ones. The only potential downside of this board could be its economy. Just with so many sales and bargains, it might be just too easy to spend your coins recklessly. Even the exclusive item here is a 200 times mark up item, so hopefully that does help to balance it out. And if I did have to guess, I would guess that the boss fight in this board is going to be the giant rocky wrench, so that'd be pretty cool. I really can't wait to play this. This takes us to the finale board of this game, being King Bowser's Keep. At the time of recording, I don't know the difficulty rating for this one, but I do know that this board board is officially confirmed to be unlockable, and it'll be the supposedly last one you do get after reaching the Diamond Player Ring. This board is in a cavern surrounded by lava, and features Imposter Bowser in the center. He can shoot fireballs onto 2 random spaces, just transforming them into Bowser spaces. I like this chaos. In the initial area, players can only return after leaving via pipes, it seems. There are 3 green pipes located at the top, 2 on the left and 1 on the right, alongside a red pipe. From specific footage, it appears the red pipe leads directly to a space just before Bowser Square. Using a green pipe looks like it'll send players back to the starting area. Event spaces in the main square looks like it just allows players to change the direction of the movement. Landing on one while moving clockwise will probably just reverse the direction to counterclockwise, and of course vice versa. The exclusive item here is also a lever, so I do believe you can just use this to just change it as well. There are also 3 shops on this board, 2 that seem to be Gimmicks and 1 standard one. There are also various Mecha Koopas scattered around the board, including both small and large ones. Skeleton gates also appear on this board, and there's this kind of like purple cog on the left side that could either offer coins or maybe a bomb. So I'd imagine if you set it off, you're probably going to lose a fair few coins. The main attraction of this board though is definitely the center. If Bowser does grab you, it looks like he probably will just steal a star off you, which is a massive punishment. And if you've got an ally, I could probably imagine he'll steal 2. There are also 2 bullet bill blasters on the left side, and landing on these event spaces may result in being blasted and losing coins. On the right side, behind a skeleton key gate, there's a car that's pretty reminiscent of the Bruiser from Roller Raceway, along with what appears to be a crane. I have no idea what's going on here. Boo also appears to be in this cavern as well, quite similar to Mega Wiggler's Tree Party. This honestly looks like a really good finale board, just with a lot of danger, and the spaces really emphasize that as well. There are 79 total spaces. This is made up of 1 star, 28 blue, 5 red, 5 event, 2 chance times, 7 items, 1 verse, 21 lucky, 1 unlucky, and 2 Bowser spaces. However, that of course can all change if Bowser does decide to make more Bowser spaces. And again, these can be pretty deadly, especially with the challenge rules on. This board is looking to be pretty evil, which is just great. It's gonna feel pretty rewarding when you do fight Imposter Bowser at the end of the story mode. I can't wait. And with that, this has been my analysis for all the new boards coming to Jamboree. This of course has been created prior to the game releasing, so there may be additional changes to note. I will put anything that I did miss in the very top pinned comment, just so this video always stays up to date. I would absolutely love to hear from you all though. Which new board are you the most excited to play first? And of course, let me know if I did miss any changes. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to check out my other board analysis video I did when just focusing on the retro boards. And of course, please leave a like, comment, and also subscribe just to support this channel. I do have a lot of Mario Party content planned for after the game releases, even including some gameplay videos. So your support means the absolute world. It's been a hell of a ride covering this game from the very start, and I'm gonna leave it there for the pre-release stuff now, just to avoid spoilers and leaks. So the next video that you do see from me will be post-release. So look forward to that one. Until next time though, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!